There's an animal in this world that has been punished for centuries for a crime it never committed. Black cats. For some, they're a symbol of bad luck. For others, an unsolved mystery. But the truth isn't what you've been told. Because behind the myths, the fear, and the superstition lies a story that might completely change the way you see them. Somewhere between myth and reality, the story of the black cat changed. But today, we're looking past superstition to uncover the hidden truth about black cats and why everything you think you know about them might be completely wrong. Because behind that dark coat, there might just be one of the most fascinating companions you could ever share your life with. 1. The myth that followed them through history. Black cats didn't choose their reputation. Humans gave it to them. In medieval Europe, fear ruled daily life. Anything mysterious often became a target of suspicion. Black cats moving silently through the night with reflective eyes became symbols people projected their fears onto. Stories spread linking them to witches and bad omens, and over time those stories hardened into belief. Yet history tells a completely different version depending on where you look. In ancient Egypt, cats were sacred, protected, and admired. Harming one could bring severe punishment. Sailors once kept black cats aboard ships because they believed these animals brought protection and safe return. In Scotland and Japan, a black cat arriving at your home was once considered a sign of prosperity. The same animal meant luck in one culture and fear in another. That alone shows the superstition was never about the cat. Even today, shelters quietly report that black cats often wait longer to be adopted, not because they're less loving, less playful, or healthier, but because old myths still whisper in the background of human decisions. And if you've ever felt misunderstood or judged unfairly, you might relate to the black cat more than you think. Tell me in the comments, have you ever owned a black cat? 2. The beauty most cameras don't capture. At first glance, some people think black cats look simple, but spend a few moments observing one in real light and that idea quickly disappears. Black fur doesn't just hide detail, it creates depth. Under sunlight, many black cats reveal subtle tones, chocolate warmth, smoky shadows, even faint tabby striping inherited from their genetic roots. Their coats can shimmer differently depending on the angle of light, almost like velvet. Their eyes often appear brighter because of this contrast. Golden eyes glow warmer, green eyes feel sharper, even soft amber tones stand out vividly against the dark fur. Ironically, cameras often struggle to capture this richness. Photos can flatten their features, hiding expressions that are obvious in real life. This small technical issue has even affected adoption photos, where black cats may appear less expressive online than they truly are. But anyone who's watched one stretch lazily in sunlight, blink slowly from across the room, or tilt their head curiously knows the truth. Their beauty isn't loud, it's elegant, the kind that reveals itself the longer you look. 3. The mini panther effect, personality and presence combined. Here's something people rarely think about. Your black cat isn't just another house pet. In many ways, they resemble a miniature version of one of nature's most powerful predators, the black panther. Panthers move with quiet confidence, observing before acting. Many black cats share this same energy. They watch carefully, explore steadily, and often carry themselves with a calm presence that feels surprisingly grounded. Owners frequently describe them as affectionate but thoughtful, social yet observant, playful but rarely frantic. Instead of rushing into every situation, they tend to assess first and engage when they feel comfortable. This balance often makes them feel especially connected to their humans. They follow quietly, sit nearby during calm moments, and form strong attachments once trust develops. What people once called mysterious is often just awareness. What seemed intimidating is actually composure. In reality, many black cats don't feel eerie at all. They feel quietly powerful, like having your own tiny panther curled up on the couch. 4. The science behind the color. Beyond appearance and personality, black cats carry something fascinating in their biology. Research into feline genetics suggests that the mutation responsible for black fur may also be linked to traits connected to immune strength in some animal populations. Similar mutations in other species have been associated with resistance to certain diseases. This doesn't mean every black cat is automatically healthier, but it suggests their coloration may have developed alongside biological advantages that helped their ancestors survive. Nature rarely preserves a trait for no reason. Dark coloration also provided camouflage in low-light environments, helping ancestral cats hunt more effectively and stay protected from threats. Think about that for a moment. The same feature humans once feared may actually represent generations of evolutionary strength. Not unlucky, not mysterious, possibly one of nature's quiet success stories. 5. The bond they build, often deeper than expected. When a black cat finds a home, the bond forms the same way it does with any cat, through patience, safety, and shared time. But because they're often overlooked at first, that connection can feel especially meaningful once it begins. They learn your routines, recognize your voice, adjust their world around your presence. They sit nearby when the house is quiet, follow you into rooms, and settle beside you without needing attention. There's nothing supernatural about the bond. It's simply trust growing steadily. And once it forms, it feels just as deep, sometimes even more noticeable, because it started with the simple act of someone finally choosing them. 6. The truth is simpler than the stories. After centuries of myths, fears, and assumptions, the truth about black cats is surprisingly simple. They are not omens, not symbols, not mysterious creatures hiding secret meanings. They are simply cats. They want warmth, food, safety, play, and companionship. They respond to kindness, routine, and gentle voices exactly the same way any other cat does. The difference was never in them. It was in the story humans told about them. And once that story fades, what remains is an animal full of personality, warmth, beauty, and quiet companionship. Sometimes understanding that feels like finally seeing something clearly that was hidden in plain sight. So tell me honestly, did any of this change how you see black cats? If you've ever lived with one, share your experience in the comments. I'd love to hear what made your black cat special. And if you want to understand even more about how cats think, feel, and bond with their humans, check out the next video on your screen now. It reveals some of the surprising ways cats communicate trust that most owners never notice. Click there and keep discovering the world through your cat's eyes.